Tunisia is a country in which you can experience in one day multiple landscapes, from mountains to the beach to the desert to any landscape, as a matter of fact. It's a country where you can experience and see the intersection of the East and the West, with all of its glory, but also all of its conflict as well. Okay, my name is Olfa Hamdi. I'm currently a presidential candidate for the 2024 presidential election in Tunisia. I'm a leader of a political party called the Third Republic in Tunisia. And being elected in Tunisia means, I would be the first Arab woman president in the history of the Arab world. That, I think, is significant, because the Arab League has never had a woman sitting on that table. 2011 was the start of the Arab Spring in Tunisia. What sparked that is a gentleman, his name is Mohamed Bouazizi. So he's a young Tunisian who sells fruit and vegetables in a fruit cart. He was just in the street selling his fruit stuff. And then somebody from the government comes and takes away his cart. And as a protest to that, he burned himself. And he was burning in the street in front of everybody, which is a tragic act. And that started the whole uprising in Tunisia, which was driven by this desire for freedom in all its forms. The past decade, Tunisia struggled in building its democracy. There was this whole idea of ignoring the economic freedom side. So we did elections, we talked about freedom of speech, we talked about all of these great political freedoms, but not that economic aspect, which is a foundational aspect.
Big business there.
Yeah.
المشكلة ثم مشكلة إنه العادة نرجع للدولة نعيش بابا كمان أنا خاطروا ما تعملوا أي وأنا صغير وقرروني بعد عمر طويل.
So he's basically explaining, honestly, so he's saying his parents, they sold their assets to get him an education. And he gets in here and his salary is like $200 a month. Even though with his education, it should be around 1,000 minimum. And he's like, it's not gonna change. And so all what he's thinking about, like other kids, different faith, you understand, he speaks perfect English. All what he's thinking about is how to leave the country, illegally or legally, doesn't matter. So it's a crisis. Let's see it. Because you know who you are. Yeah. Let's say he's basically saying out of his salary he's just saving so that he can pay for illegal migration to Italy. Yeah. He basically has a bachelor's in industrial computer science, and he's working for $200 a month.
Yeah.
How do you? It's his God-given right to be ambitious, to create his own wealth.
Yes.
I mean, technically, what does he want? He wants to start a family, have a car.
The whole Arab Spring, the idea was to create a democratic system that enables the people to express themselves and have a government that is of the people. So in 2011, what happened is the slogan of the revolution was شغل حرية كرامة وطنية, which in Arabic it basically means employment, freedom, dignity. We have struggled for the past 50 years with terrorism, we have struggled with opposition, we have struggled with autocracy, dictatorships, military rule, things like that. We have struggled with all of these kind of things because, again, we have not found the governance system. And that's where democracy comes in. Because whenever you see a huge gap between the leadership and then the people, that's when the foundation for the economy starts falling apart.
And the Roman model of society was any person have the opportunity to become
Roman,
a mayor, to become a mayor, to win. It's like democracy and capitalist, more than democracy, because Tunisia was democracy.
Okay.
But was democracy for how can I say, elite people. But Roma was anybody who has talent, commerce, hard worker, can become an important and recognized person.
Democracy in the United States is a 200-year-old experience. And we take it for granted here in America. Participate in the democracy in the US, participate in whatever that, and care about it, protect it. Because democracy and freedom, it's one generation away from extinction. For the past decade, the Arab Spring turned out to be more of an Arab winter, where we haven't seen the fruit of democracy or the fruit of freedom blossom. But guess what? Spring is coming. So the Arab Spring was not in 2011. The Arab Spring is a decade after. It's coming.